Howdy partners, and welcome back to Let's Play Red Dead Redemption on the MysteriousJG. We're rapidly closing in on the end of this game, and as I can tell you, the very first time I played through the game, I was expecting it to be done by now. After all, we captured Javier Escuela alive, although he was later, we assume, hanged for his crimes. And we put an end to Bill Williamson and Dutch Vanderland, and therefore rescued our family. And while I thought the game would end with that, in fact, the game's given us a little bonus in that we have a little bit of time to watch John Marston enjoy the life that he's been fighting for, a life as a rancher with his, newly freed family. And he's trying to win back the love of his family. Howdy, partner. It's been a little tough after all. They know, for example, that he has property all over the state and in Mexico. And they're probably not real sure about why that's going on. But I just double-checked. We've done all the missions for Uncle, so we've got a couple of missions to do for Abigail and Jack before we get to the final end of the game. We are still, of course, in free roam. Now, we no longer have the option of changing out of our rancher outfit, which is why a lot of gamers, all the various strategy guides and stuff talking about earning the outfits warn you to save your game before you you take on the mission where you finally deal with Dutch. Because if you want to go around dressed in other costumes and reaping the benefits of them, you need to do that first. So even were we, for example, if I was to get this sudden urge to complete the challenges, like, I want to get like the maximum sharpshooter rank, the maximum hunter and survivalist rank, which I'm not really concerned with doing. I'm not going to be doing a 100% playthrough of the game. We could still do that now. Or we could finish the last couple of remaining little story chapters and then do it in the free roam that takes place at the end of the game, because you do get free roam at the end. But by and large, you'd want to take care of that stuff before now, and I'm not that concerned about it anyway. So let's go ahead and mosey on outside. Howdy. Sounds like Abigail is still up. Oh, the whole family's gathered.
Howdy, John.
Hey, Uncle. Abigail. So we can't actually do our missions now because it's the middle of the night. But we can wander around and enjoy the house. So we got Abigail cooking. And we got Uncle kind of putting his feet up. And everybody just seems kind of content and happy. Now Uncle's going to wander off. I'm vaguely curious about where all these characters go. Looks like Abigail's going to bed. She says howdy, and then she hops into bed. As far as I know, there is no way to sleep with your wife in this game. Just throwing that out there in case anyone was wondering. That does always remind me of the Harvest Moon games, where a big thing you have to do is finish your work for the day and get into bed before your wife does, or you will not have children, which is odd. At least the one Harvest Moon game I played worked like that. Uncle, we may have missed our chance to see what Uncle does. Here's Jack in his room. He's asleep. Well, it's 10:30 at night, and in the back of the old West times, I mean, he's got his lights on and stuff, but it was people tended to get up early, go to bed early back in those days if they, ranch and farm life. Uncle's got a little room to himself too. So let's go ahead and get a few more hours of in-game shut-eye before we...
Hello, mister.
Hey, lady. And everyone, of course, sleeps fully clothed in a room with a fireplace going. Abigail is still down. It is 1, 2, 3, 4... About 4:45. $4.45. That's That's a little earlier than I get up, unless I have to catch a flight or something. And it appears that it's earlier than the Marston family gets up too. But not much earlier. Matter of fact, we are just about ready for this mission to be available. If your family member's not here right now, come back later. Basically means the mission is ready to go, but Abigail hasn't taken position yet. But she's on her way. Well, I saw her wandering into the kitchen.
How are you, son?
Hey, Uncle, you're not my dad, are you? No, Dad's dead. I think we know that. Just what Uncle's actual relationship to John Marston is never fully explained.
John, how are you?
I'm good. I'm waiting for your mission. You appear to be stirring a thick pot of something completely stationary. Well, if she don't get over there and get her mission going soon, I was going to do the John missions, or the Jack missions, after the Abigail missions. But I believe there are 2 Abigail missions left and 3 Jack missions left before the game just is over. Oh, but never mind. Abigail is now teleported into position. Or she was back here the whole time.
What you cooking?
Same thing I've been cooking the past 15 years with the
Was
hope of
that not-
poisoning you.
Ain't working so well.
Not yet.
Be honest though, tastes bad enough to kill a man.
Why,
I never
how
was
could she
much
take
of a cook,
offense?
but I
She
do
just
try
got
to be
done
a
making
good
the joke
wife.
herself.
And you have been.
Given what we was and what we came from, I think we've gone and done okay. I look at Jack.
Mhm.
I look at him and I think we've been blessed. Maybe he can be something more.
More than a
He's a
killer?
good kid. He can be whatever he wants to be. He ain't gonna be no frontier gunslinger killing and running those gang though.
He ain't gonna be no
That way it's
free
over.
roam arm wrestler.
Railroads and government and motor cars and everything gone and done away with all that.
And he ain't gonna marry no orphaned working girl running with a bunch of hucksters neither.
Oh, might
If he
be.
meets one like you, I hope he'll marry her.
Stop.
I hope my
For an
son
illiterate
marries a whore who really knows how to
gunslinger, you
please
sure
a
know how to
man.
make a girl blush. God damn crows! John! You have got to go deal with them.
We were
They've
having a
broken into
moment.
the silo again and are eating all the corn out from it.
Of course, my angel.
Get out of there.
All right.
I'm
all
not
right.
done poisoning it.
Come on. Scat. Shh.
So you're having a nice little moment with your wife, and it's ruined by crows. So this mission, kind of a weird one. One that you don't want to be using a, This is a mission where if you know what you're doing, you can really, you can get like the sharpshooter challenge where you shoot a certain number of birds before they hit the ground. I don't really care. Use your red eye if you want to get a lot of fancy shots in. Boy, they don't spook easy, do they? So yeah, there's much better ways to do it than this. If you're trying to get like the sharpshooter challenge, you can get a fast shooting gun and use red eye and do it upright. But I'm at this point I'm just trying to see the last couple story
Fine.
missions through.
Now about that stew.
Stu Hart. My fame increases because I slowly but surely eliminated a sufficient number of crows. So I should have 2 Abigail missions before. The very last mission I think is considered an Abigail mission, but you have to do a bunch of other stuff to unlock it. Hey there, son. Oh, sorry. Let's not start a fight. I accidentally walked too close to you. Old friends, new problems.
John, we got a telegram from some lady friend of yours,
Another
a
whore?
Bonnie Something or other? Something you ain't telling me?
Bonnie McFarlane. She's a friend.
Todd
Saved my
McFarlane's
life when I
wife.
went after Bill and nearly got myself killed again.
Oh, now you two's in the habit of sending each other letters. How very nice.
Uh-huh.
It weren't nothing like that.
They weren't letters. They were
say?
mostly numbers.
I don't know. I can't. Well, you know I can't read.
Give it here.
Let me try to sound it out.
You read that thing out loud?
I ain't hiding nothing. Dear Mr. Marston, stop.
Writing me these letters.
Need
Stop.
corn sacks. Stop.
Hope you killed lots of crows.
Emergency.
Stop.
Stop. Weevils and moths ate entire county supply. Stop. Can you help? Not
Stop.
exactly the most romantic request now, is it?
I guess not. She saved your life, you say?
If you can help,
Yes, ma'am.
stop. I'll fuck your
Well,
brains
then you're
out.
gonna have to
Stop.
help her and her family out. We've got a plentiful supply of corn sacks over near the silo. About the one thing Uncle didn't manage to have stolen while we was gone.
Okay.
Hurry back, John. And John, what's she like?
Ah, she's
Well,
blonde.
you know. A little bit like you, I guess.
But blonde.
She's a woman in a man's world.
Oh, wow. Kalis just shut this game down. Whew. You just totally lost to Kalis as a subscriber, John Marston. Sorry. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Well, I guess I'm going to go visit Bonnie. This is our last chance to communicate with Bonnie McFarlane, unless you count a brief encounter in Dead Redemption.
John, wait!
Stop!
I changed my mind.
Stop.
I'm coming with you.
Stop!
Well, come on then. Let's get going.
I guess we got to beat a timer this time, which is a shame because there's
I
going
don't
to be some
think I can
dialogue
let you
here.
go off again without me.
Fair enough. I'm glad of the company. You only had to ask.
Ask? I was waiting for you to ask me.
I thought you'd want to keep an eye on the boy.
Oh, while you were off cavorting with cowgirls in the next county? I don't think so, John Marston. You only just got home. That Jack has seen enough of me for a lifetime.
I'm pretty horrible.
So,
What does that
is she
mean?
married?
Seen enough of you
This
for a lifetime.
Bonnie McFarlane.
No,
What does she look like?
I don't know. Pretty normal,
Paying
I
attention to
suppose.
the road at all.
What?
Reading the
Normal
dialogue.
like me?
No. Normal as in 2 eyes, mouth, nose, that kind of normal. Besides,
Freak cunt.
ain't no woman fine as you.
A little flattery. Now we're finally getting somewhere.
If you find yourself in a hole, the first thing to do is stop digging.
Besides, I doubt she learned as many techniques as you did in your time as a whore.
I sure do miss those.
I never took you for the jealous type, Abigail.
I ain't jealous so much as curious.
You heard what she wrote. It's just some corn. She saved my life, and she was decent enough to me, so I owe her this much at least.
Well, you know, first corn, then
How did you
Cornication.
save your life anyway?
She found me half dead on the side of the road and took me to the doctor. Most folks would have left me there.
Half dead from what?
Bill didn't take so kindly to me visiting unannounced.
knocking shit.
Bill never did like surprises. How was he?
Same as he was when we left. Angry and dumb. Taking his revenge out on the world. People down
He said
there
hi,
were
by the
really
way,
scared of
before I killed him.
Bill? You gotta be kidding me. He was only frightening if he was afraid of dumb fools.
Yeah, well, he
Bill
tried to
wasn't so
kill me,
bad,
not
but
you.
when Dutch went crazy. Bill took it hard.
For a while, we all thought we'd found something right. A better way to live, but it was just a lie. So you saw before they did.
Maybe.
We have a
They
normal
was still
conversation
kind of
instead of all these
A
efforts to just
family
kind
that
of
left you for dead. You knew the truth.
create a
John,
thumbnail of the
and they hated you
themes
for
of
it.
the game. This is our last chance to explain their backstory in the gang.
Where'd
'Cause
they
they,
take you?
Who?
Those government bastards.
yeah,
Where did they
Wondered
hold
about
you
this
and
myself.
Jack?
I ain't sure. They kept their eyes covered there and back. Can't have been too far from here, though.
I believe it's
treat
called
you
Area
right?
51.
It ain't the first time I've had a gun to my head, John. You're forgetting your marriage proposal.
Very fun.
No,
That
they
wasn't
learned
gun
pretty
over
quick
penis.
what would happen if they laid a finger on me.
Sons of bitches.
It wasn't them or being there. I didn't care about that. I've been in far worse situations. It was the waiting. I didn't know if you was coming back.
Of course I was coming back.
I had
You were
infinite
only
continues.
supposed to be
I
gone
never
for a
even had to
couple
really
days.
learn how to play the game.
Took longer than I thought. The only thing Bill and Dutch was ever any good at was not getting caught.
Crack that whip, John, or we'll never get there.
Does that mean we're out of dialogue?
You've gone back to them.
That life's over.
I hope you're right.
Bill, Javier, Dutch, they're all dead. You don't get more over than that.
Now, unless we reform the game in Undead Redemption, maybe that's the plot of Undead Redemption. Zombie gang.
Duquesne, thank you so much. We lost the entire harvest.
Oh, I didn't mean to come,
Miss
but my wife
McFarlane.
here.
I'd like you to meet my wife, Abigail.
Oh, ain't you quite the gentleman all of a sudden? It's a pleasure to meet you, Mrs.
Well, you
Marston.
didn't think my son
Likewise.
spontaneously formed on his own,
Thank
did
you for saving my husband's life and for teaching the miserable goat some manners, among other things.
I didn't teach him anything. I know better than to try to change a man. You should meet my father.
Oh, people can change, Miss McFarlane.
If you know
John
what
and
you're
I have
doing.
to believe that more than anybody.
This is a decent first harvest for you, John.
Thanks,
You
anonymous
should be
guy.
proud. That's good land you got there.
How are you feeling, Mrs. Marston? From what your husband told me, it must have been awful for you.
No, no,
I've
it's a
been
former
through
hooker. It was
worse,
actually quite
And
enjoyable.
I knew he'd be back before too long. He can't cook a meal to save his life.
Abigail, in my darkest hours, when I was most homesick, just the thought of one of your rat meat stews kept me pushing forward.
Well, about as amusing as a weeping saddle sore, ain't he, Miss McFarlane? If you're gonna start yammering about women's work, John, I'd say you might be in the wrong company.
I'd say so, too.
I never felt so outnumbered.
And I've fought off like 30 men at once before. Took a few continues, kept forgetting to use red eye. Pulled out a lasso once when I should have pulled out his pistol. But anyways. Bye, lady. Hope you haven't enjoyed meeting the other lady. Because the game basically has two ladies. Oh, Bonnie. You know that she was into John, right? Woman in a man's world finally met a man who's competent.
Ma'am?
Now she's thinking, well, if you can't be with the one you love, love the one you're with. No, that's very much what was going on in that scene. That was pretty much it. No time limit to come back. I guess we can enjoy all the dialogue we want.
So that was the famous Bonnie.
That was her, all
She
right.
was super
She's
famous.
pretty.
She's normal, like I said.
Well, you always
Normal
wanted to be
video
a
game girl.
rancher.
They don't really
I
have
just
ugly
thought
girls in
she'd be
video games
just
and
your
movies.
thing. The perfect rancher's wife, if I ever saw one.
I already got a rancher's wife.
Not perfect,
I'm
though.
only teasing. I like her, and I'm glad she saved your life. Most of the time, anyways.
The McFarlanes are good people.
She did blush redder than a shepherd's sunset when she saw you, though.
I have that effect on women.
You've clearly had one too many blows to the head.
You
Well,
ain't wrong about
see,
that,
2 of the
Mrs.
3
Marston.
women in this game fell in love with me. Louisa doesn't count. She was already in
That's
love with
quite a
somebody
ranch
even
they
more
got
than he did.
there.
That'll be us someday. As soon as we get back on our feet.
I don't know,
General
John. How many times can we start again? An outlaw and a working
will be the
girl.
second
We
time
ain't
we
exactly
started.
farmers.
We are now. Forget that life. It's over.
Do you really believe that?
We have to. It's the only way we'll ever have a future.
The life we led, that doesn't go away. It's never over. You think
Oh,
those
I mean, our
government
lives
men are
will be
just gonna leave us alone now?
The old gang's dead. I did what they asked.
And that's it? A life of crime forgiven?
We're back together, ain't we?
Until they decide you owe them something else.
Sometimes I think I was the stupid one for believing I could get out. Maybe Dutch, Bill, and Javier were just being honest with themselves.
Maybe I
You
should have
ain't
left you and the
perfect,
boy in that
John,
prison.
And I sure ain't. But you're better than they are. Than they were.
Maybe we can't change. But we gotta try, for Jack's sake. Even if we have to start again 100 times. It's better than going back to what we were.
Good thing we got infinite continues.
How's Jack doing?
Angry,
Oh.
upset. He's been through a lot.
I hope he's
Probably
gonna be
so.
all right.
It's gonna take time. For a while, his world was safe. Normal, even. Then it got turned upside down again.
He ain't saying much about it.
I've tried to talk to him, but how do you explain any of it? What do you say when he asks about Uncle Bill and Uncle Dutch? They were his family when he was a little boy.
He hides away in those books of his.
Wouldn't you? It ain't like the real world's done him many favors.
Hmm.
He's just been kidnapped. He grew up with the gang. That's no life for a boy.
We did our best to protect him.
Come on, John. He saw things no boy should see.
We saw
me
naked. I
now we got a chance to make it right.
lifetime. Well, you know, you asked me if I've talked to the boy. You do realize I'm putting off those missions for the very end, just to make them even more poignant, right? It's nice that, I mean, it's weird. This mission, like, you can fail this mission only by like, you know, if you literally get out of the wagon and shoot Abigail or something, you'll get game over. And they gave us a little time limit on that first one, but as you saw, I was going intentionally slow to see all the dialogue, and we still made it. It's essentially an unfailable mission. But they throw a few missions in at the end of the game so you can actively do something while they try to wrap up John Marston's arc. And I really appreciated that. I was so enamored of this the first time I played through the game. Because I was just not see it coming, that you were actually going to get some time to... You know, the dialogue's a bit hokey sometimes, but...
I guess I better go fix us something to eat.
Rat meat stew, my favorite. She's kind of hustling there. It's a little odd. So will we get fame for that? Something? Anything? Our corn stock depleted? There should be some in-game... Oh, well. Well, other than the very, very last mission of the game, which I believe is considered an Abigail mission, although it's basically just a wrapping up the storyline of your family mission, that's it, which means we're down to doing a couple of father-son, you know, getting to putting the family back together type of missions. And as, you know, he's supposed to be, what, like a young teenager, right? Isn't he supposed to, he seems like he's probably supposed to be in his early teens.
Howdy, Paul.
Howdy. See, he seems happy enough there, but the dialogue with Abigail suggests that he's kind of shut himself off a bit, which, you know, if the people he grew up with have been murdered by his father and he doesn't know exactly how or why, I guess he doesn't even know for sure that's what's happened, but he suspects, I guess that would make for some awkward conversations. Let's save the game just so we don't have to repeat a whole bunch of stuff in case of any kind of recording catastrophe. And the truth will set you free. A continual feast. Save over this one. I really hope this video didn't go wrong, because now that I think about it, that was my most recent save. Probably not the one I should have used if I was worried about the save taken. Is it nighttime? I hope it's not nighttime. Okay, good.
John, how are you?
Good, good. So I'm going off to see Bonnie. She's gonna pay off some of that hay in the form of good love. That's not nice, but that's what Abigail suspected, apparently. I'd be curious to where Uncle ended up. You can always read up on that in the wiki. I think he just kind of can be found dozing at various places on the farm, because he's not a big one for hard work, as the dialogue is made clear. So I'm vaguely looking for him out of curiosity. Oh, that's him. I thought that would be Jack. I guess. So he's chopping wood. Never mind. Jack is over there loafing. John Marston and Son. Sounds like a clothing brand or something. Well, they are trying to build up a McFarlane-style ranch with its own general store. Book learning. I can't stand book learning.
What's the book, boy?
Nothing, sir.
It's not the Bible?
What's it about?
Half of our missions are named after Bible
Well, it's an
passages.
adventure, sir. Set out in the West, and it tells this amazing story of how people killed the savage Redskins, and how this brave man, hunts the man who killed his father.
I'm glad you're enjoying it. Talking of adventure, how'd you like to learn to track elk?
Stop
Really big ones in
foreshadowing,
the
by
valley
the way.
this time of year. We could use the meat.
Well,
I know you'd rather read your adventures.
But I'd rather
Trust me,
kill
this can be
some.
very enjoyable in its own way. I suppose maybe it's a little less dramatic. So, let's go. Come on.
I don't
You
know.
get to see
The
me get
Deer
more
Hunter
about
could be a
some
pretty
massive
dramatic
wild
story.
beast. Then you can write a story about that.
very funny, Paul. I've forgotten how funny you was.
Grab your things.
I'll kill you last. So now we're going to go off with John Marston. John and Jack are going to go off together on a hunting expedition. This could be real poignant if you grew up in that kind of family, and if you didn't, well, you can pretend you did.
Shouldn't we be going?
We
All right.
are going.
Now stay close to the dog, son. Come on.
Hey, our dog has a name. That's nice. Rufus T55. I can only assume Rufus is going to lead us to whatever plot deer we have to kill for this mission.
You can find him, Rufus. When he finds something, you stay back and I'll show you how to make a kill.
Whatever you say, sir.
Whoa!
I'll
whoa.
teach you the ways of murder, son. He's doing a better job keeping up with the dog than I am.
You sure you're ready for this?
I guess so.
Well, it's not
Now,
like
the
I
trick
asked to
hunting
go.
is calm and patience. You gotta think and move like an animal to catch an animal.
And be
A rifle
prepared.
helps, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Elf don't stand still, son. Jack, he's on to something.
Now remember, Jack, when you're hunting, you gotta be prepared to lose a horse over the course of hunting beaver and forget exactly when it happened.
I wouldn't know. This is the first time you've taken me hunting.
There's lots of things I ain't done with you.
For example, we never played a game of Go. I'll teach you to play Go as soon as we get out of this Thane castle. Come on, you and Quan Payne. See, I thought the dog was onto something. We were supposed to give it a little distance so that it could...
Jack,
Alright.
there's one up ahead.
Yeah, I see it.
This one's mine. Stay with me, son.
Easy.
Oh man, there was a hint that somebody gave me about the sniper rifle, and I completely forgotten about it. This will probably be the last chance I ever get to use it. Is these hunting missions with Jack. It's supposed to be up above someplace. I guess I could get over.
Take him down.
Why don't you stop yelling?
Get him.
At least he's excited. Oh,
Come on.
duh. This is...
Yeah. Yeehaw.
Did we miss it? Did I lose out?
Whoa there.
Gee, what happened, Paul?
That thing was fast.
I thought you were the famous sharpshooter.
Not exactly, but thanks for the confidence. Don't worry, we'll
Okay,
get the
so I
next
fucked
one.
that up. I should have just ridden. I should have just ridden in and shot it without trying to catch it off guard. All right, that sucked. I'm gonna. that was awful. So I'll tell you what we're gonna do. I'm going to load the game up and not completely fuck up the very first attempt at a kill, because I decided to get all fancy and use the sniper rifle. Don't worry, folks. The Let's Play is almost over. My opportunities to fuck this stuff up are limited. So really, there was no point. There was no reason to do that. I could have just ridden in close and shot it manually with a, quick shot with a rifle. I decided instead to try to get fancy. I was trying to use the sniper rifle the right way, like by actually realizing, oh, we can rotate it around until it's like the 12 o'clock position or whatever. I don't know. When we come back, though, we will be at that same point, and I will not have fucked it up. I'm MysteriousJG. I want to thank you guys very much for watching, and I hope you join me next time for more Red Dead Redemption. Bye.